The first challenge is let a coin toss decide your first read. It would have been so much more fun for you to watch my first read be decided by heads or tails. Now, all I can do is show you that The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden won. This will be my first read of BookTubeAthon 2018. The second challenge is read a book about something you've always wanted to do. I chose The Mummy Case by Elizabeth Peters. This is part of the Amelia Peabody series. In each book, the two main characters travel to a different part of Egypt for an archaeological dig. This is a mystery series that revolves around archaeology and Egyptology, things that I am very interested in. One of the careers I dreamed about as a child was something to do with archaeology or Egyptology. I have always loved all things Egypt. Even though I've moved away from that career path, I would still love to visit Egypt and see all of the amazing sights. The third challenge is read a book and watch the movie adaptation. For this, I'm going to be reading Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I am very close to completing all of her novels. Sense and Sensibility is one of the last ones that I have to finish. Also, I rarely watch the movie because I'm so obsessed with Pride and Prejudice and Persuasion. The fourth challenge is read a book with green on the cover. I chose The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. I have been dying to read this book. I absolutely love the cover. I really hope this lives up to my expectations because it sounds amazing. The fifth challenge is read a book while wearing the same hat the whole time. Naturally, I chose this souvenir hat from my alma mater, Monsters University. We scare because we care. I chose Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I chose this for a couple of different reasons. Number one, things on my head tend to give me headaches, so I needed something a little shorter than your typical book. Also, this is middle grade, so it's a little easier to read at a speedier pace. Number two, BookTubeAthon can be very overwhelming for those of us who don't read fast. So an easier book somewhere in the lineup is a must. Number three, I'm dying to reread this series. I've already read the first book, so I really, really want to continue. It was one of my favorites growing up, and I need more prairie in my life. Challenge number 6 is read a book with a beautiful spine. I chose Winter by Marissa Meyer because I am trying to finish the Lunar Chronicles series. Number 1, because I'm really enjoying it. And number 2, everyone else has finished except me. It's absolutely ridiculous. And of course, it really does have a beautiful spine. I really like the font. I also like that all the books have some part of the front cover on the spine. It looks really nice on its own as well as when all the books are lined up together. The final challenge is the same every year. Complete 7 books. For this, I chose A Study in Scarlet. This is a Sherlock Holmes novel by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. As a mystery fan, it is a travesty that I have never read a Sherlock Holmes book or story. At this point, it's getting ridiculous. Can I even call myself a mystery fan? Probably, but that's beside the point. This edition is absolutely stunning. This is a Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. I got this from Barnes & Noble. I'm hoping that my desperation to finally read something Sherlock Holmes, as well as the beautiful cover, will motivate me to get to the 7th book. It is 1:49 a.m. It's technically day 2 of BookTubeAthon, but I really needed to check in because I got like one clip on day one. I had a lot of stuff that had to get done on the computer, so I just didn't have a spare moment to film. The good thing is that I got in a lot of reading. Thank God for audiobooks. I managed to get a start on my first read, The Bear and the Nightingale. I made it to chapter 6, page 44. The audiobook I was listening to is Sense and Sensibility. I made it all the way to chapter 41 out of 50 chapters. I only have a little over 2.5 hours left, so I can definitely knock that out tomorrow and work some more on The Bear and the Nightingale. I should probably go to bed now because I'm really tired. I guess I'll see you. I was gonna say in the morning, but it is morning. I'll see you later in the day. It is 12:26 p.m. I woke up at 7, which was only like 5 hours after I went to sleep. So I definitely went back to sleep and woke up again at 11 and stayed up. I ate a little snack and now I'm finishing my coffee and working on The Bear and the Nightingale before I hop on the computer and finish Sense and Sensibility. This book is 312 pages, so I'd like to make it to at least the halfway point and make a good dent in a third book. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I'm really enjoying the writing in this so far. It reads like a Russian fairy tale. The atmosphere of it is so great.
And for the presentation to a living of that value, supposing the late incumbent to have been old and sickly and likely to vacate it soon, he might have got, I dare say, £1,400. And how came he not to have settled that matter before this person's death? Now, indeed, it would be too late to sell it, but a man of Colonel Brandon's sense. I wonder he should be so improvident in a point of such common, such natural concern.
He asked the man,
It is 6:36 p.m. I just finished my audiobook, Sense and Sensibility, so I'm starting another audiobook on the banks of Plum Creek. I'm also going to work on this. I'm trying to get up to chapter 16, that's the halfway point, and then I'm going to take a bath and start a fourth book.
First team all state. I'll put the ball wherever I want to. I'll make it rain out here. All right, guys, bring it.
Joe, us first team all state. Ball wherever I want. They make it rain out here.
All right, I like my odds here.
It is 12:03 a.m. and I just finished working out and listening to an audiobook. Basically, I worked and worked and read all day, knowing in the back of my mind that I should work out and get back into the swing of things. I put it off all day because I was just too tired, I had too much to do, and then 20 minutes to midnight, it just seemed like a fantastic idea that I should do a quick workout. Push-ups, squats, some crunches. I had a pretty good reading day. I finished my first book, Sense and Sensibility. I made it to the halfway point in The Bear and the Nightingale, and I started the audiobook for On the Banks of Plum Creek and made it to page 61. Now I'm going to get changed and finish up the second half of one of the challenges. You'll find out what it is in just a second.
You should prepare yourself. I have done all I can.
If you've read or watched Sense and Sensibility, you will understand me when I say that Fanny is the absolute worst. It is a couple minutes past 2 a.m. I finished the first episode of Sense and Sensibility around like 1 o'clock. There's 3 episodes total, so I'll probably watch another one tomorrow. I didn't feel super tired afterwards, so I ended up listening to 2 more chapters in my audiobook, and then I read 2 more chapters of The Bear and the Nightingale. This is obviously gonna be the end of day 2 for me, so I will see you in the morning. It is 1:09 p.m. Please excuse my hair. I'm just gonna try and ignore it. But I've been up since like 10:30 and I've been working on The Bear and the Nightingale. I would like to finish this as well as my audiobook of On the Banks of Plum Creek. If I can get this finished, I'm already on chapter 22 of 28, and then spend most of the night listening to the audiobook, I should be good to go. I wanted to pop in here because Lala is hosting the last Twitter sprint of the day in an hour at 2 o'clock. She's going to be doing a scavenger hunt. She's one of my favorite booktubers, so I'm really excited. It is 2 o'clock, which means it's time for Lala's scavenger hunt, so I'm going to turn on my audiobook so I'm hands-free.
Come back to the haystacks. Slowly the sun went down the western sky.
And that is the end of Lala's annual BookTubeAthon scavenger hunt. It was super fun. I hope you enjoyed following along. To end this, I thought I would count up all the books that I took from my shelves. Almost 3 complete stacks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It is 9:09 p.m. I just finished On the Banks of Plum Creek, and I'm about to finish up The Bear and the Nightingale. I have a confession to make. I dove right into my audiobook, and I was reading and reading and reading. Either yesterday or today, I realized something. I was supposed to be wearing a hat the whole time I was reading. That was the challenge. So I had to move around books on my TBR. Now On the Banks of Plum Creek is my book with green on the cover. Read a Book While Wearing a Hat is now going to be one of my Sherlock Holmes books. Read 7 books. That's going to be The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. I'm kind of bummed that I did that, but it's not really a big deal because a lot of the challenges this year are a little more open, so you have freedom to move around if you need to. I'm gonna go take a bath and finish up Bear and the Nightingale, and then I will check in with you a little later to see what my 4th read of the week is gonna be. It is 1:05 a.m. I just wanted to update you and let you know that I accomplished my goal of finishing 2 books today. I ended up finishing The Bear and the Nightingale in the bath, and that book is so much deeper and darker than I thought it was gonna be. I could honestly go off for like an hour or 2 and talk about this, but I don't want to do that in this vlog, so I'm just going to read you what I wrote on Facebook. The author intended for this fairy tale-esque story to represent the battle between Christianity and paganism. The book says Christian, but I know that means the Russian Orthodox Church. What she ended up with is a portrayal of the problems with idolatry and religiosity, as well as the existence of both good and evil spirits. I could go on and on and on, but the point is, Catherine Arden ended up writing an even deeper narrative than she intended. Fascinating. If you have any questions or would like me to go into more detail, feel free to contact me in the comments down below. I did start another book, The Mummy Case by Elizabeth Peters. I didn't read that much, but I did read 1 chapter. I got up to page 27, and now I'm going to watch episode 2 of Sense and Sensibility before I go to bed.